Hey guys, Captain Drash here. Hope you're doing well today. Been having a few good games, so I figured I would share some with you. This one's a King George. I'm up tier, so it's with the. Well, I'm in a down tiered game because it's class 5s with me, so that should be fine. But there's some pretty big hitters on the other team. There's an Ismail, there's a Nelson, there's a Colorado, so always have to be wary. We're on Land of Fire. This is a PS5 game. What else can I tell you about it? You'll see my King George has a very disturbing color. I like to be in people's face. I also feel the orange gives them the impression I'm going to be using HE all the game, the whole game, which I'm not. I like my AP on my British battleships. Commander is Al Nelson. She does have the Big 7 perk, so keep that in mind for what you'll see. So we're getting spotted early. There's no destroyers, so I'm not really worried. Destroyers on our side, and as we can see, the Elena is coming down the left. Not the best game in terms of accuracy. I did have some shots that were completely missed, completely went in every direction, so I don't know what happened, but a pretty solid game nonetheless. I'm quite happy with this one, which is why I'm recording it for you. So I'm expecting the Elena, because we're dropping spot here, we're not seen anymore. I'm half expecting the Elena to keep going, hoping I would go for the cap, and that's what he ends up doing. So we did notice the Colorado is up north. We have to be very wary because the Colorado has 16-inch guns and he can overmatch us. And the Graf Spee is there, and you also have to be wary of the Graf Spee and its torpedoes.
The ship is on fire.
So as we notice, the Elena is still coming up. Obviously this is a light cruiser, we're very close. So I'm expecting a lot of overpens. I should have switched to HE, but I'm hoping that he gets scared and turns in, which he does. And when he does turn in, obviously we get a lot better shot, a much better penetration on his ship. So we're gonna get the Elena on the best side of our guns, and you can see here 10,000 more. We do notice on the map that there's a couple battleships coming up. They're coming up from the center, so that's what you always have to be wary about as well, this center spot coming on your side or going on the other side. But ours are doing the same thing. As we're gonna finish up this Elena right here. There he goes, first blood, always a nice medal to have. I'm a pretty aggressive battleship player, so first blood is one you half expect I'll pretty much always have. As we take a shot on the Colorado, I'm having a really good dispersion. So this is Al Nelson, but I couple it with Scharnhorst as my first inspiration. I don't use Cunningham, so this is why she's so accurate. Is Scharnhorst as a dispersion, and Scharnhorst is pretty high level. So she's both Nelson and Scharnhorst are level 16, legendary 2, legendary 3. And so what do we see here? I did notice that the Graf Spee is still sitting behind his island, so I don't want to take too much risk in going there, because if he comes out and starts torping me, it could go sideways really quickly. I also noticed that both my teammates are still behind the initial rock, so I'm completely on my own on this flank, and I do want to take that point. So we see the Duke of York being obviously our sister ship. And then the Lion coming in the center. So there's the Lion taking a shot. You'll notice here I switched to HE. I like to give the impression to people that I will be playing HE. So the first shot was within AP. I was hoping that the HE was if he stayed in this position. But as I see him moving, I realize that shooting HE at him will give him the confidence that I won't switch back to AP. And it gets a fire burning as well, so it's always a good thing to have. And so you'll see that right away I did switch back to to the AP because I'm hoping to get him. Now I did notice the Duke of York being really low, but he's so low that I'm confident he will be taking out even before my shot is in. So I wasn't even gonna attempt that shot. Too low on health, and the Lion is giving me a nice look. Although I did get a pretty bad dispersion on that shot for some reason. Because we're using Al Nelson, we have also 5 eels. So you'll notice that I still have 3 to burn through, so that's always good to have. But obviously I don't have will to rebuild, which is not an issue because I'm on my own here, but it's always good to keep in mind. I do have the perk that removes the risk of getting on fire. That would switch off the fires, which in a game with no destroyers is really good because you're not afraid of getting torped. So use your damage count right away if you do get on fire. Right here, Colorado not paying attention to me at all, so I'm sort of disregarding, going for the Lion, which is coming closer. And you can see here, we're gonna get 2 bounces, which if you look at the map, I find quite hard to fathom how he got the bounces, because it was a pretty good shot on a ship that was pretty well angled for me to shoot at him, but nevertheless, we're gonna go ahead and oblige Leon. As I do look, I realize that the Colorado's turning in, and that Colorado will get a quick shot of just shy of 7,500, and I'm using my back turret for the Leon. Couldn't get him there, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be very quick to turn stern in to him so he doesn't get any more shots, because he missed me on the first one, but you're never sure that the next one is not gonna death strike you. And as you see the Colorado being really low, I'm gonna go ahead and pop some lead into the Colorado. So this will be your second kill, and we're up to 80,000 damage. Now the Graf Spee still hasn't moved since the beginning of the game, which with a battle cruiser like this one I would play it more aggressively, but again that's my play style. And we see the back popping. These are my front turrets going in, and so 26,000, 27,000 from the back turrets, and we're finishing him up with just the one shell from the back turret. So 110k. He had torps, but the torps were not meant for me, so that's the good news. And the Lion is dead as well. So we've got just 2 cruisers and a battleship left. There's a Leander coming right in front of me, so I'm waiting on the Leander because I'm expecting him to drop smoke and slow down, and that's why I didn't shoot earlier, because I realized he wasn't going to do it right now. I took the shot, and now you can see the smoke coming up. So always be wary that he's going to slow down quite drastically to stay in the smoke. And then we can see the second cruiser popping in the center, which is the Miyoko. Because I'm going for the Leander, the Miyoko will have really good shots at me, so he has to be priority number 1. If you bow into the Leander, being an AP only ship is not gonna do a lot of damage, but obviously that would expose my broadside to the Miyoko, and the Miyoko has very big guns. It has 203s, 203 millimeters, and they're extremely strong. So he's not paying attention to me, but he's in a good position for me to take advantage of him. And because I have short fuse AP, coupled with Al Nelson's Big 7, my penetration is pretty low, and that's really good to take care of cruisers, especially at the distance. So that's taken care of the Miyoko. That's the 4th kill of the game. We're up to 127, and we're gonna finish off the Leander here. Now, train of thought, he can see me because obviously I shot the Miyoko. I'm still spotted by the plane now, but I'm gonna drop spot. And there's one thing I want to do, is to keep him busy shooting at me. So I'm gonna take a quick shot, just a single turret, just to show him where I am. I'm gonna get spotted again, and that will allow me to see if he's moving from his smoke. Obviously, as he takes the shot, he gets the penalty from the smoke, because I'm too close from him. I do take a torp, and I'm left with less than 800 HP, but no matter, we're we're gonna bow in and took another 500. But yeah, he got death struck through the bow. At that distance, a double citadel as we get our confederate, kraken unleashed, and high caliber medals. For the end of the game, we have a single Nelson that's completely opposite of the map, and I'm not gonna be able to reach him in time to give him a shot. So that should wrap it up. And as you can see, 140,000 damage. We're gonna get the Dreadnought medal at the same time, and this is a pretty simple yet pretty good game. I'm quite happy with that one. We kept our side, went in aggressively but smart, and we took advantage. As you can see, I'm popping my start menu to see what the distance is for my shots, but obviously he has burned through his damage gun, and he's gonna burn for quite an extensive time with no way to heal and no way to stop the fire, so he's gonna be gone in a few seconds. And there we go. So Dreadnought medal coming at the end, and as we can see here, top of the leaderboard, over 3000 XP, 140k damage, plenty of medals. So if you like what I'm doing, don't hesitate to subscribe. I'll be posting more videos soon. Talk to you soon, guys. Thank you very much for joining us.